Everyone to this meeting of August 19th, 2024. And if you would please stand with us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sandy, could we have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Shippers. Ellenboss.
Present.
Ingalls. King.
Here.
Mayor Folkins.
Here. At this time, if someone would make a motion to approve the agenda. It's not as presented, however.
Correct. Mayor, members of the City Council, with only 3 members here this evening, there are a couple things that we need to put the pause button on. One is the item regarding the budget amendment. And when we get there, I will give just a quick update a little bit further, but we won't be able to take any action on that this evening. And then secondly, the closed session as well. We'll need to postpone and look at adding both of those items to your next meeting, which is the first Tuesday, given the Labor Day holiday in September.
Okay. All right.
I'd make a motion, we approve the agenda minus the
Budget amendment?
budget amendment
Closed session.
and closed session. Support. Thank you.
Councilmember Ellenboss.
Yes.
Ingalls. King.
Yes.
Shippers. Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries. This time, we'll open the floor for our first public comment. If you do come forward, if you would first say your name and then write your name and address. And please keep your comments to 3 minutes or less. It's appreciated. Thank you.
By the way, Mike is on the screen.
Yes, we already said hello.
Oh.
Hello. Welcome. Bill Barnett, 915 Stimson Street. Coming back as a follow-up to my other, not for the FOIAs this time. Haven't FOIA'd anything. I'm waiting to see the transparency. Somebody to hit the play button as it relates to PFAS. It's been 2 months. I've been waiting for the test results to be announced from the LDFA. That takes 3 weeks. This was the beginning of June. So I'm here to again ask, please, for transparency. Tell us what's going on with the well that's over the plating company. Tell us that you please shut that down if there's still PFAS coming into the Clam River. Tell us that you've tested the other 18 wells at the LDFA to find out what's going into the Clam River. Tell us you care about it. Please. You were supposed to have a meeting. TI had a great idea. Councilmember Shippers said, let's have a big public meeting. Let's talk about this. 2 months ago, quiet, crickets, no test results. I know I shouldn't have to resort to a FOIA. I feel bad about complaining, but I think you should shut down at least the well that's above the plating company until you tell us what's going on, or shut down the whole LDFA, figure out what all these wells are putting into our Clam River, because it's not being handled right. It's not public. There's been no LDFA meeting for 2 months or more. Nothing. Nobody's talking about this. I'm real worried about it. I would ask again for transparency. I'm giving you a chance to do that. Do the right thing. You have not done the right thing for 3.5 years. You guys knew in October, almost 4 years, October 2020, the state and federal government wanted to test for PFAS in your LDFA wells. They got stuck, sent off to the corner, and did their own monitoring wells. Both of those came back hot. It's not clean water going in there. And any of the council members that have said that or think that, they're wrong, and they're not being told the truth. They should be told the truth. All those wells need to be tested. You need to test what's going into the clam. That was the third test. There was a test pre-scrubber, a test post-scrubber, and a test, hopefully, what's going in the clam. It should have been done probably right at the beginning. The LDFA is doing the right thing. They're moving in the right direction. Hopefully a new attorney, a new expert, board members that are clued into the concern. There's a guy still living on 8th Street drinking this water. He's been drinking it since the beginning of time, 28 years ago when this started. 300,000 gallons a day from one well going into the clam that you probably know has PFAS over the legal limit. And the scrubbers, are they doing anything? Please tell us what's going on. Tell us how long you've known about this, and please find a solution. Thank you.
Okay, seeing no one else?
I got one. Mayor, council, everyone, good evening. Randy Lindell. I live in Cadillac. Just a couple of really easy things. Boy, can we guys vote 2-1? We got the vote. Come on. Anyways, we got the majority here. Anyways, good evening. Just a couple of quick things. And this is dealing with upcoming school year. Can you guys hear me okay? I live on Howard Street in Cadillac, and I would really appreciate it if the city could pick up the police presence in that neighborhood heading up to Franklin School, because we got cars just flying up and down Howard, Stimson, and Chapin, the three main ones running up all the way to Leicester to Franklin School. So if there's something we could do, even, I noticed that we got those signs around here through town with the legal speed limit. That would, but I live on a corner and I see where some kids have been almost hit and other accidents and all that have occurred. But there's three main drags that head up to the Franklin School, so I'd sure appreciate that. The second thing is I just wanted to mention and touch briefly on off-street parking, but I know that's a sore subject, but we'll get to that later. But I noticed that there's one place where a business has no parking, and they've been parking forever, and there's an old sign out there that says 1 hour parking, and it's been there forever. And certain individuals do know about it, but I'm not gonna, mention that, maybe at a later date. But actually, that causes pulling out of a certain area in town. It says 1 hour parking. You can't read the sign anymore. And anyways, besides that, I think I lost my train of thought. So, okay, that's it. Basically that. And I appreciate this police presence coming up and that. And just one quick thing. We're going to come up with a recreation something or another here shortly. Community rec plan, how important it is. And hey, there was a great article about a school teacher in Cadillac for over 30 years, and he devoted more than that after he retired. And he worked at the YMCA, which is a benefit to the community, etc. And the guy's walking again after 3 years. So, and he's been blessed. So, thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no one else, we'll close public comment and move to the approval of the consent agenda. Tonight, we do have the minutes from the special meeting that was held on July 22nd. And that's all that we've got. Someone will make that motion.
I'd make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
Councilmember Ingalls, King,
Yes.
Shippers, Allenboss.
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries. All right, this evening we do have a special community spotlight, and I would like to invite the current president of the Cadillac Rotary Club, Greg Bach, to come forward.
Good evening, Council, Madam Mayor. My name is Greg Bach. I'm the current president for 2024-2025 of the prestigious Rotary Club of Cadillac, historic club. And we are excited this evening to present to the city, to the council, the work done on behalf of this community through Rotary with the revitalization of the Diggins Hill project, As a newer member of the community, I've been here since 2022 with the Salvation Army. I had no idea how important Diggins Hill was to the community and the role it played in the life of the community until I had a chance to kind of look into it and tour it with Carla and Mike Filkins. So we are excited to be a part of the revitalization of such a historic piece of property, one that is the center of community. Its place in town, strategically right where it's at. There's many events that happen now, but can you imagine the draw it will be again to that area when there's a new playground for the kids, when there's a pavilion, when there's a venue for different events to happen. And we want to see Rotarians, we're working hard to bring life to the community, to be a lifeblood of the community, and we are thrilled to be able to present the city with the check of the funds from our auction that we had this past fall, I believe it was.
No, it was in the spring.
Spring. I was out of town for it, so that's why I got the date wrong. But on behalf of the Rotary Club and all those members that find Rotary important, and on behalf of the community, we are just honored to be able to partner with the city on this and to see great things happen. We know the investment in this with these funds and the time that we take to invest in this project, the Diggins Hill Revitalization Project, will only be a benefit and serve not just the current population, but for generations to come. So we are honored, and we thank you for the opportunity to partner with the city on this and with the citizens of Cadillac for the betterment of our parks, our community, and our citizens. So thank you very much.
Picture?
You got it. You get to.
Rotary too for us?
R-O-T-A-R-Y. There we go.
How about solo?
You didn't say how much it is.
I present to you a check in the amount of $88,872. Excuse me, $72.61. $88,872.61.
Chris, hold on.
Is it even? Is it straight?
Chris, hold on.
Come on, Marcus, you're a Bulgarian.
We're coming.
Thank you very much.
That's fine. There you go.
All set.
Thank you very much.
That's okay.
Yes. Say that out loud.
Oh, this is only the beginning. More bigger things to come next year.
We've only just begun.
Yes.
R-O-T-A-R-Y.
That spells Rotary.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Rotary goes around and around, around the world.
There you go.
We don't have any fun at Rotary.
No.
Could you do an encore, please?
Okay, the next thing on our agenda is a public hearing related to the Community Recreation Plan 2024-25.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the City Council. Thank you for this opportunity. On behalf of John, who couldn't be with us this evening due to some personal health reasons, I am going to be providing the update to Council and doing my best at showing some slides and providing some highlights. Let's see if get this to work. Okay. So the slide presentation gets into a lot of details. This is a highlighted version of it. The full version, I want to say, is maybe 30-some slides. This is about half that. I will put the whole version online, so anybody that would like to get into all of the gory details, they can. What I'm attempting to do here is just provide a high-level overview of where we're at this evening. As you can see, this is just a slide that shows folks between the city and the school. And as I kind of go through some of my notes that I'm going to read, you can, if you wish to, and if you can put some binoculars to your face, you can see what, in more specific details, the actual goals of the program are. But basically, just to summarize, the recreation plan is required to be updated for Cadillac to be grant eligible for various state and federal programs. Basically, this is a 5-year update. The plan is a joint effort with the Cadillac Area Public Schools and follows and establishes standards for recreational facilities based on national parks and recreation standards that are out there. I mean, there are, very legitimate organizations, National Parks and Recreation Association for one, as well as others that have a plethora of data out there that we use, as well as municipalities and park districts across the country use. This next slide is basically just a chart kind of showing the process. We are in the sort of final stage right now. This was with the Recreation Advisory Board for quite some time. It went to the Planning Commission for their input in a public hearing. It went to the Cadillac Area Public School Board for their input and conversation, went to the Community Schools Program Director, and now it's back to the Cadillac City Council for this public hearing, and then presumably what will be, final consideration. The plan identifies site or facility-specific recreation deficiencies that are then based on standards, observations, and community perceptions, as well as including potential action steps. And as I continue to just go through the slideshow, you'll see what I'm referring to. This is just simply, an overview map identifying the location within the community of various facilities by whether or not they're linear parks, where the schools are, various limited parcels, where the actual, what we would define as parks or playgrounds are, and then the city limit. Interesting to note, the only park deficiency based on standards is for the addition of a neighborhood park in the southern portion of the city. However, the plan certainly gets into deficiencies for facilities by standards that include the desire for all sorts of things, such as additional playgrounds, softball fields, soccer fields, and I know this is probably not going to come as a shock, but pickleball courts. And I'll even say I just talked with a citizen last week that said, hey, when you're going through with Diggins Hill, while pickleball might be on the top of everyone's mind, remember we still love tennis, and that it would be great to still have a tennis facility outside of the beautiful tennis facility that the Cadillac Area Public Schools has constructed. So this slide shows park sites by classification, and so basically, as I'm going to explain, some of the significant highlights in this current update of the plan is the establishment of a local park classification system, and that local park classification system includes neighborhood parks, community parks, linear parks, specialty parks, and state parks. And so the slide on the screen shows how our current facilities then fall into those classifications, as does this following slide, showing examples of what would be specialty parks like, City Park, Plaza, Market, the state park being William Mitchell State Park. This again gets into some of the details. I kept a few of these slides in the presentation just to give you a sort of flavor or taste, Council, and to some of the work that went into the overall plan. But the plan does include multiple projects, and it's important to note that some may or may not ever get funded, but they're included because if there's a grant or some other unique outside funding opportunity becomes available, by having it in the plan, one, it might be a prerequisite, depending on what the grant is, to have it in the plan. And two, even if it isn't a prerequisite, by having it listed in this document, we can then sort of champion, hey, we have this joint rec plan with the Cadillac Area Public School System. It shows the community is in communication and collaboration with each other, and it might help you get additional points. Some of the things to note is that we are including, obviously improvements to Diggins Hill, such as a playground. That was not in the plan before. A recommendation to conduct an update to the Diggins master site plan. Improvements to, again, I'm just noting some of the highlights, not everything. Improvements to Kenwood Park, such as trail signage, parking improvements, climbing and exercise stations, maybe even a new boat launch area. Improvements to the lakeshore parks, such as replacement of existing dock, addition of a fishing pier, walkway bridge, bathroom facilities, boat launch ramp, upgrades to the community center, micro parks off of Haynes Street along the White Pine Trail and trailhead improvements, improvements to essentially the Cadillac Commons area, like the city park, the plaza, and the market, some of which you know about, like the overhead doors and restrooms. Improvements to Cadillac area public school facilities at the high school and junior high recreation facilities, specifically indoor recreation center, and improvements to the community cultural arts center, maybe even the creation of a new one. And so, the slide on the screen is just for instance, gets into some of the details that I just threw out there under recreational deficiency summary. Here's an example of, again, a higher level highlight of what the action plan then would get into. So I picked Diggins Hill. It's just a for instance, because here we are talking about it earlier this evening. Trail development, walking, disc golf, fairways, cross-country skiing, disc golf improvements, a warming shelter, ice skating rink, fireplace. It's including these things don't mean you have to do them, right? This is just something that we're trying to memorialize on paper. Hey, these are the types of things that people have communicated would be interesting to have, that the team has said we'd like to see, and that everyone is just trying to move forward so that when we have an up-to-date plan, and again, if there's funding that's out there, we can say, hey, look, this plan was written in a way where it's wide enough to help us qualify for funding to do an ice skating rink or to do a fireplace or some of those things. Kenwood Park, again, just an example. An interpretive trail with signage, parking improvements, running space with obstacles such as a climbing wall and exercise stations, updates to the boating infrastructure that's there. New park on the south side, improvements to the Chris Blackburn Memorial Skate Park. I just picked, a few of the action plan concepts out of the more detailed PowerPoint to share. Camp Terrena, not in the city limits. We have no control over it. We have no funding authority over it. But yet again, it's a joint plan between the city and the schools. Here is one of the areas that they're looking at improving with, replacement of cabins and acquisition of various pieces of recreation equipment such as canoes and kayaks and archery and whatnot to continue to invest in the space that means so much to everybody in the city and in the surrounding area that use it. I don't have anything more to add at this point in time. As I said, this is the very last step, and certainly I'll do my best to answer any questions you may have, if you have any, but this would be appropriate now to officially open the hearing and then consider after. So thank you.
Okay, so at this time, we'll open public comment as it relates to this public hearing regarding the community recreation plan. If you come forward, please state your name and then write your name and address, and that would be great.
Well, I just got to say, Randy, again, hey, the city's been great being proactive on this recreational plan, and we appreciate it. The citizens, surrounding community, it looks like, and what the, so somebody has to say, good job.
Thank you. Okay, seeing no one else, we'll close public comment and move to discussion or questions from the council. If there are none, if someone would,
I have one suggestion. Marcus? I realize with the money the Rotary gave us, it's probably gonna be invested in the playground material first for the kids, great. But I always thought the top of Diggins Hills would be a great place for a BMX park. And that can be made out of dirt. It's not that expensive, but sometime in the future, I mean, I realize the popularity of pickleball is immense, but it draws to a middle to senior age group, and the BMX park is for the youth. So it would be a good collaboration with,
Not motorized, right?
right, just bicycles, little BMX bikes. But anyway, that's all I got.
It's great
that's
feedback.
a great
Yeah.
idea. That's the first time that I've heard that.
Yeah, good
And
feedback.
just a perfect place for it up there,
Sure.
too.
Sure.
And we can add that feedback into the plan.
Yeah.
Motion?
I'd make a motion to adopt the 2024 to 2029 City Caps Community Rec Plan as presented.
Support.
Councilmember King,
Yes.
Shippers, Allenboss,
Yes.
Ingalls, Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries. All right, we have several communications this evening. Sandy?
Yes, it's being recommended to allow high-filled boats to reserve the public docking spaces during their dealer show on September 9th to 10th, 2024, as presented.
I'd go ahead and make the motion to allow Highfield Boats to reserve the public docking spaces during their dealer show on September 9 through 10, 2024, as presented.
Second?
Councilmember Shippers, Allenboss,
Yes.
Ingalls, King,
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries.
It's being recommended to approve the closure of Lake Street between Harris and Cass from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. on August 30th, 2024 for Overdose Awareness Day.
I'd make a motion to approve the closure of Lake Street between Harris Street and Cass Street from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. on August 30th, 2024 for Overdose Awareness Day.
Support.
Councilmember Allenboss.
Yes.
Ingalls, King,
Yes.
Shippers, Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries.
Being recommended to approve the closure of Lake Street between Harris and Cass from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. on August 31st, 2024 for the Festival of Races.
I'd make a motion to approve the closure of Lake Street between Harris Street and Cass Street from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. on August 31st, 2024 for the Festival of Races.
Support.
Councilmember Ingalls, King,
Yes.
Shippers, Allenboss.
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries.
Being recommended to approve the serving of alcoholic beverages at the market from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. on August 25th, 2024 for a wedding party.
I'd make a motion to approve the serving of alcoholic beverages at the market from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. on August 25th, 2024 for a wedding party.
Support.
Councilmember King,
Yes.
Shippers, Allenboss.
Yes.
Ingalls, Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries. And this evening, we have a couple of appointments.
Yes, it's being recommended to approve the appointment of David Powell to the Board of Review as a 4th Ward representative for a 2-year term to expire on August 19th, 2026.
I'll go ahead and make the motion to approve the appointment of David Powell to the Board of Review, 4th Ward representative for a 2-year term to expire on August 19, 2026.
I'll second.
Councilmember Shippers, Allenboss.
Yes.
Ingalls, King,
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries.
Being recommended to approve the appointment of Kara Herman to the Board of Review, 4th Ward alternate representative for a 2-year term to expire on August 19th, 2026.
I'd make a motion to approve the appointment of Kara Herman to the Board of Review, 4th Ward Alternative Representative for a 2-year term to expire on August 19th, 2026.
Support.
Councilmember Allenboss.
Yes.
Ingalls, King,
Yes.
Shippers, Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries. I have a question, and maybe I should know the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask it because maybe somebody else wonders the same thing. But when we have alternate representatives, do they come to all of the meetings that are scheduled, or do they come when the regular representative can't be there?
They come to fill in typically. They're welcome to come and observe, but the only ones, this is actually a part-time paid position when they serve. The only one that would get paid would be the primary. The primary can't be there. The alternate would come so that they have a quorum. And I gotta say, I really appreciate these people kind of stepping in to
Absolutely.
this. We've struggled to get a quorum at times, so
Yeah,
we're
no, that's
appreciative of
exciting
them.
always to get new
And it's a
people.
paid board nonetheless.
Yeah.
Well, it came
They
up,
real well.
there was a new alternate on our planning commission meeting, and he came to the meeting, and so when I was reading this again, I thought, how does that work? If they're an alternate, should they be here on the panel, or would they, if the not the normal person, but the person holding the seat? So just for my own understanding.
Yeah, so they wouldn't vote and wouldn't
Okay.
get the small stipend that they get, but
Okay.
they would be welcome to come to observe if they're new, and we also train them.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. All right, that takes us to the city manager's report.
Yes, thank you, Mayor and members of the City Council. A few items this evening. The first one is a recommendation regarding the actuarial valuation services with the Nyhart Company. 5 years ago in 2019, we awarded a 5-year contract for them to provide services. The reason why this is important is that these valuations are required in order for the city to meet our reporting requirements that are issued by the Government Accounting Standards Board. And so this is not an optional service. The recommendation this evening, as you'll see, is to continue working with the Nyhart Company and to initiate the extension of their 5-year option that'll take us through fiscal year 2028. Also included in your packet is a copy of the original bid documentation, and even with the adjustment, they're still well below the second lowest bid from 2019. So,
I'll go ahead and make the motion to approve that contract for actuarial valuation services for the city's other post-employment benefits, OPEB, with the Howard E. Nyhart Company, Inc., to be extended for 5 additional years through fiscal year 2028.
Second.
Councilmember Ingalls, King,
Yes.
Shippers, Ellenboss.
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries. It's pretty amazing the difference between those two quotes, being that they're probably about the same distance away from us.
thank you, Mayor, members of the City Council. The next recommendation is regarding request to have our Vermeer branded chipper repaired versus replaced. The chipper was acquired in 2008. To replace it with a similar model, we're looking at approximately a $70,000 acquisition versus getting it repaired. The request this evening is basically for a $15,000 allotment. The repair cost is almost $13,000, and then we're asking for some contingency. This request does ask City Council to waive bidding. The reason why is because we do wish to bring the units specifically to an authorized Vermeer of Michigan dealer versus taking it somewhere else. But we do believe that there's great value saved by getting it repaired for what we believe will be $15,000 or less versus going and buying a new one for $70,000. So that's the recommendation.
We'll be taking it up, or are they gonna come and get it?
We'll deliver it.
What?
We'll deliver it. It's just Kalkaska,
Yeah,
so,
okay.
yep.
All right. Well, it's 16 years old, so.
Yeah, and they keep great care of it, and that's
Yeah.
why we would fix a 15-year-old machine. So
I would make a motion to waive competitive bidding regarding the repair of the Vermeer chipper.
Support.
Councilmember King,
Yes.
Shippers, Ellenboss.
Yes.
Ingalls, Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries.
I'd make a motion to authorize Vermeer of Michigan to repair the Vermeer chipper for the estimated amount of $15,000.
Support.
Councilmember Shippers, Ellenboss.
Yes.
Ingalls, King,
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the City Council. The next item for consideration is regarding the purchase of ferric chloride. Ferric chloride is a chemical that's used in our waste treatment process to treat phosphorus in the waste stream. We did put it out to bid and received 2 valid responses, with the lowest response out of Lawrence, Kansas, to Chimera Water Solutions, Inc., in the amount of 0.612 per dry pound, and our recommendation accordingly would be to purchase the ferric chloride for the period of August 1, 2024 through July 31st of 2026 from Chimera Water Solutions. We do have funds available in our nutrient removal department of the Water and Sewer Fund accordingly.
Doesn't say how much we're buying.
It's going to be based on usage. I don't know if you have a.
We've typically
estimate.
spent about $40,000 a year. Unfortunately, this was about a 60% price hike on the bid, so it's going to be $60,000 divided by, that's a lot of math. Can you figure out that tonnage? It's quite a bit.
That's
It's
good.
quite a bit. Yeah,
You've
about
done
60
fine.
grand worth.
You're doing great. Owen.
Yep, okay.
How about if we just make a motion to award the purchase of ferric chloride for the period of August 1st, 2024 through July 31st, 2026 to Chimera Water Solutions, Inc. at a price of 0.612 per dry pound.
Support.
Councilmember Ellenboss?
Yes.
Ingalls? King?
Yes.
Shippers? Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries.
Okay.
The next thing we have is an introduction of an ordinance.
Yes, thank you, Mayor, members of the City Council. This evening, I'm asking City Council to consider setting a public hearing for Tuesday, September 3rd, 2024, in regard to the introduction of an ordinance that will amend Section 26-104 and 26-109 of our City Code of Ordinances. This is all regarding the Kenwood Park Marina Association and the process in which the city, along with the Marina Association, permits docking. The folks in that area, the Marina Association, came to the city several months ago and said, "Hey, would you please consider, changing up the process to make it safer and beneficial for all involved?" We really believe that what we have here is an opportunity to do that. We'll provide some more details as a part of the public hearing itself, and away we go.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to adopt the resolution to introduce ordinance to amend section 26-104 and section 26-109 of the Code of Ordinances and set a public hearing for September 3rd, 2024.
Second.
Councilmember Ingalls? King?
Yes.
Shippers? Ellenboss?
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes. Motion carries.
Thank you, Mayor, members
Yep.
of City Council. Moving right along, Owen will correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this next item, which is our request to enter into a contract with the Michigan Department of Transportation for trunk line management, is now an annual. Is it?
5 years.
Oh, is it for
Yep,
5 years?
standard
Okay.
renewal every 5 years.
Okay, all right, then I must have been thinking of another MDOT agreement.
Yeah, it could be. We sign them for grants and other things as well, so.
Okay, okay. So it's an every 5-year agreement regarding trunk line management. All standard information right from MDOT.
Okay.
Well, then I'd make a motion to adopt the resolution to enter into contract with the Michigan Department of Transportation for trunk line maintenance.
Support. Wake up.
Thank you.
Councilmember King?
Yes.
Shippers? Ellenboss?
Yes.
Ingalls? Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries.
And Mayor, members of the City Council, the last item, we did officially take off the agenda. There is no action to take. I just wanted to take a quick minute, one, to recognize we have our Drain Commissioner, Michael Solomon, here with us this evening. As a part of his regular day job, Michael is involved with the company that manages our lake, as well as Lake Mitchell. And we were here before you tonight because we had seen, frankly, some unprecedented overgrowth. And because of that, we know we're going to be going over our current appropriation regarding the management of that overgrowth, and we have to continue to treat it. We will be bringing back the budget amendment at the next meeting.
So it's, I think probably maybe a year ago that we were talking about this very thing. And, you know, I asked the question about the lagoon on the other side of 115 causing that problem in Lake Cadillac, but we don't own the lagoon.
Right.
So, you know, I mean, how does that work to make sure we're doing everything we can from our side?
Sure. I don't know if I have a good answer for you,
Okay.
because some of the issues may not just be from the lagoon, it may also be from debris coming from
And the
channel
longer growing season,
and
yeah.
the longer growing season, the weather, the channel being connected to Lake Mitchell. You know, it's one large ecosystem
Yes.
that could care less about municipal jurisdictions and
No,
boundaries.
and I
Yeah.
understand that.
So-
I'm just wondering, you know, as we look at this, and Mike probably has the answer that I'm looking for, it's like, you know, we're throwing money at this, but if there's a problem outside of where we can control it, you know, is that a state issue?
We can, I don't know, Mike, would it be appropriate?
I'm just curious,
yeah,
if that's okay.
It's fine by me. I don't have an answer, but I
Reading
don't know
through
if,
that
Mike, if you
document,
have
those concerns.
any food for thought, if you don't mind me. This is what happens when you
The best
come.
way to express it is food for thought. It's certainly waters of the state, and I don't know where the city line goes through there. My understanding is the city line splits the Pines.
Probably, right.
Yeah, so where it goes back through there.
But Mayor's talking about, I believe, the lagoon adjacent to Berkey's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we're
So
talking
somewhere that line has to go back there. We have always, RLS has always been instructed to, not survey it and don't propose anything for it. But I think it's worthy of at least doing a survey. That area is covered with weeds. It's hard to tell from the highway, but much of it has to be Eurasian water milfoil, and we feel that that's an incubator that, then affects the lake. So,
And that's what I read in the report, so
Yeah.
that's why I
Yeah.
was concerned.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And just for information, that treatment is scheduled for a week from tomorrow. So,
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay. All right, then we have our second public comment for this evening.
would like to make a couple comments. As Marcus said, I am Mike Solomon, Wexford County Drain Commissioner. And this year was the year that we do the triennial inspection of the dam. And that has been completed. There were 3 small items that needed correction: grinding some exposed reel rod and then sealing it, removal of woody vegetation in the dam structure itself so that it doesn't start channeling water, and then power washing and sealing the top of the concrete. Those 3 items have been corrected, and the court order addresses that the county and the city should split those invoices. So those have been shared with Owen. And then I guess I just, on a sideline, would like to say to Mayor and Council that I've had continual good relation and support from city staff, and Marcus, Owen, Jeff, and probably especially Ken Payne, because he gets out and does the stuff on the ground, and just, we appreciate that relationship and want to keep that going. So,
Thank you.
One question. When was that dam built? I'm gonna
60, the court order is 67, it authorized it, so probably 68.
Okay, just
And
curious.
I can get that figure for you.
Oh,
We've
that's
got
good enough.
got the plans.
Thank you.
Thanks for all you do, Mike.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Okay, last comments. Again, I'd like to emphasize if we can somehow monitor and the speeding through the neighborhoods. The speed limit's 25 miles an hour. If we can put a digital or those solar speed limit signs on or whatever, we can redeem, be the best thing to do. I'd sure appreciate it. Another couple of things. The chipper, boy, it'd be nice to have a new one, eh? Okay. But yeah, with the city trees, I have about 8 city trees on the tree lawn, and they really need attention. But it's important to have that chipper and the chipper truck, and I think the stores and garage superintendent did a great job when he went down there and picked up that new high-low or the tree lift, etc., whatever with that thing, the aerial bucket. So, anyways. And just the last couple of things. School starting, the speeding through the neighborhoods, if we can get some help. I don't know what we can do, but it'll be greatly appreciated. And then, it's a sad time that we have to have a drug overdose day, in our community, but times are what they are. Now the sheriff's department, you can't fix stupid. Now they got to put in a scanner for drugs and all that too, unfortunately, which is a real shame. That's really hurting our community. So along with that, the speed limit and school starting in the neighborhood, and they keep our children safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, seeing no one else, we'll close public comment and move to the good of the order if anyone has anything.
I see we have a new neon sign out front with our top 10 most wanted people in Cadillac. I like that.
It's getting some attention.
Yes, it is. I like that a lot. So keep up the good work, Adam. Catch some of them guys, will you? Thank you. That's it.
Okay, all set? All right. Then we'll go ahead and adjourn. Thank you.